Welcome to One Chemistry. Always try to do your best. Now, let us see about 100 concepts in organic chemistry. We are seeing it as episode. I am happy to say this is episode number 75. If you didn't watch previous episodes, I encourage you to go and see. Here, we solve 5 problems step by step. Stay tuned. Let us see the first question. They given the 3 different compounds with acidic hydrogen. They are asking order of acidity. The first one is the compound is a kind of phenyl attached with carbon, 2 phenyl group. Second one is a 5-member ring attached with 2 phenyl group. Third one is same like 2 but only phenyl attachment is extra there. So there are the 3 different possibilities, 3 different hydrogen. So you have to find which one is higher, which one is lower. From the 3 different acidic hydrogen and the order of acidity, you might realize the question is really about structure versus acidity. The answer is C. Let us see how. Here we are analyzing the acidity. So we analyze with conjugate base. More stable the base, easy release of H plus ion. That's what our requirement of acidity. Bronsted acidity. If the first one loses the proton, it forms an ion. It stabilizes by only conjugation. But if second loses, it has extra stability by aromaticity. So compared to one, second is more stable. If you look at the third one, it is very much interesting. The third one is stabilized by aromaticity as well as the phenyl group. So if you look at the order, third will be more, then second, then first will come. So the answer is clearly C there. Here the concepts you have to learn here is the stability created by aromaticity is higher than the conjugation. Then let us look at the next question. They given the 4 different anion. First one is acetate anion, second one is methoxy, third one is nitrate, fourth one is phenoxide. Here they are asking order of nucleophilicity. So basically you have to find where the electron richness is there, how the attack will happen, how it will be stabilized. From the 4 different anion and question of nucleophilicity, you might realize the question is really about electron density versus nucleophilicity. The answer is C. Let us see how. Here before we get into that, we have to know many facts. First one is high electron density means high nucleophilicity. Delocalization means decrease of electron density, hence decrease of nucleophilicity. So delocalization have negative effect on nucleophilicity. Then obvious one, electron withdrawing group decreases the electron density, hence the nucleophilicity. But opposite with the electron donating group, it increases the nucleophilicity. So we have to analyze the trend here. Let us analyze the extremes first. The second one is more nucleophilic because of its electron density there. The O- charge is stabilized by CH3 group. The negative charge density is increased by CH3. So more electron density, high nucleophilicity. On the contrary, if you look at the third one, the electron density is decreased by nitrogen positive charge as well as the electron withdrawing group. There are many delocalization also possible. That is minus R effect. So it is the very least one with very low electron density. If you look at between 1 and 4, 4 have more electron delocalization. So it is least than 1. So if you look at the order, second one will be higher, then the fourth, then the first, least will be the third one. Here the concepts you have to learn here is delocalization decreases the electron density, hence the nucleophilicity. Then let us look at the next question. They given the fused system, it is the azulene. They are asking the nature of the compound, whether the compound is aromatic or anti-aromatic or non-aromatic, whether it has high dipole moment or low dipole moment. So basically 4 different possibilities. So from the structure of azulene and aromaticity and dipole moment, you might realize the question is really about Huckel rule versus dipole moment. The answer is A. Let us see how. Here the azulene is aromatic compound. If you look at the pi electrons there, you might have two aromatic rings. One is tropylium, another is cyclopentyl anion. So it has 10 pi electron, which is 8 pi electron and 2 from the charge. So definitely aromatic system. Whether it have dipole moment or not, it's an interesting question. Because charge like to stay on the particular ring. Because it creates the aromaticity individually on every ring, so the charge is very stable on the ring. So if you write properly charges, the big ring contain only positive, another one is only negative. So charge separation is permanent, so dipole is permanent. So it has very high dipole moment. So the answer is clearly A. Here the concepts you have to learn here is the permanent charges create the dipole moment. Then let us look at the next question. They given the chiral carbon. One is attached with chlorine, another with fluorine, another with hydrogen and deuterium. They are asking number of NMR signal in the proton NMR spectra. You have to calculate from spin-spin coupling of fluorine and deuterium. The choices are 1, 4 and 5, 6. So from the chiral compound and the NMR spectra, you might realize the question is really about heteronuclear coupling versus number of signals. The answer is D. Let us see how. Here the concept is simple. Once you know the spin value, basically you have to do the multiplicity calculation. Here proton NMR you are doing, so it will couple with fluorine and deuterium. So fluorine spin value is half, deuterium spin value is 1. The formula for multiplicity is 2Ni plus 1. Since both are in the geminal form, basically you have to do multiplication between two. So fluorine and deuterium separated 1. So if you multiply with 1 fluorine and half spin, 1 deuterium with full spin 1. If you do that, you will end up in 2 into 3. 2 multiplied by 3, 6. Total number of signal is 6 there. Here the concepts you have to learn here is, you have to learn the heteronuclear coupling. For that you have to know the spin value. Then let us look at the next question. They given the chiral compound with alkene, which is alpha beta unsaturated acid. So you have to find the configuration there. There is a one chiral carbon and one alkene is there. So you have to find the configuration, whether the alkene is E or Z or configuration is R and S. So the different configuration in the same. One is absolute configuration, another is EZ configuration. So from the question of chiral center and 4 different possibilities, you might realize the question is really about absolute configuration of chiral center and alkene. The answer is D. Let us see how. Here you have to analyze separately. So let us redraw with proper hydrogen. If you redraw it, chiral center is the one, hydrogen is above the plane, OH is below the plane. The alkene also with hydrogen. Here hydrogen is clearly given. So if you separate it and you do the priority, OH will get higher priority, then alkene, then the third one is side chain, fourth will be the hydrogen. Since hydrogen is on front, configuration is reverse. You are getting clockwise direction. Since hydrogen is front, so it will be anti-clockwise. So configuration is yes there. If you look at the alkene, the higher priority groups are opposite. Here I given the colors there. Blue color is represent weaker one or lowest priority. The lowest priority groups are hydrogen and methyl. Highest priority groups are carbon attached with oxygen. So the configuration is definitely trans, or properly you can say E there. So the answer will be 2E and 4S. Here the concepts you have to learn here is, if the lowest priority group or hydrogen is on front side, mean the real configuration will be reverse. That's all from this episode. I hope it was easy. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below.